Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sports Fall. Jersey Joe Archino back here, and I've always felt that when certain programs are relevant and they're really competitive, college football is just healthier as a whole. And after last night's just epic classic between Notre Dame and Texas winning 50-47, I don't think that there's any doubt that Texas is back and relevant, and that was probably the most meaningful game that they played since Colt McCoy was there. And it's certainly the best quarterback play that we've seen there at Texas since Colt McCoy departed. And it's one of those things where, again, we saw UCLA was down for a long time, and then Jim Moore really helped bring UCLA back to the forefront. That's one of those programs that I think when they got better, college football got better as a whole. Texas is one of those ones where they've been down the past 5-6 years. Now it definitely seems like they're coming back to the forefront, and it really does start with that quarterback position. If you don't have an identifiable guy there you can trust, well, you're not going to do too much. And I think after last night, it's definitely the best quarterback play we've seen in a long time from Texas. But overall, just really an incredible game. I mean, I think Saturday was kind of shaping up to look like one of the best opening Saturdays of all time. A lot of people anointing it the best opening Saturday of all time, but largely, I don't know how many of those games actually did end up being that great. I mean, the USC-Alabama one we were all very excited for, a blowout. Auburn-Clemson, really not the most exciting game. Probably Houston-Oklahoma, which was one of the surprises on the day, was the best one, and then LSU dropping their first game to Wisconsin as well. But this game had everything that you could have wanted, and it just had excitement, it had twists and turns, it had two legendary programs, it had quarterbacks who were both kind of trying to prove why they should be the starters, and after watching it, I don't think that there's any doubt who the starters are going to be for these teams. Shane Buechele, obviously for Texas. Again, it's like I said at the top of this segment, we've been looking for a guy at Texas for a long time now to step up since Colt McCoy departed, and we just hadn't seen that guy. Now, Charlie Strong obviously let Tyrone Swoops play in this game as well, and when he used him, he was very effective, and obviously Swoops is more of a running type guy, very big, very strong, put his head down and run, and those are kind of the packages that Charlie Strong used him in during these games. But Shane Buechele you talk about a kid who's just fearless at throwing the football. He threw the 2 touchdowns, he had the interception, and he just looked unfazed. I mean, there was no throw he was afraid to make. He just looked like he had so much confidence in his arm, and even his receivers dropped some balls that could have even put more points on the board for Texas. But I thought it was just such a good sight to see for Texas to finally have confidence that they have a guy there, and you want to see, and this is a big game. I mean, you're a young kid like that. This is the Texas Longhorns program. You're going up against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at home again in front of a tremendous crowd, and you go out there and you just have that type of game where you show no fear, you just have all the confidence in your arm. I think we all walk away from that game feeling very confident in Shane Buechele. I mean, Texas' running game was very effective in this game as well. And even their defense largely stepped up big time when they had to make some big plays. So Charlie Strong, we kind of kept asking the question, when was the program going to continue to start to look in top shape? And this is obviously a tremendous way to start their season, especially when you put it in perspective of last year when they start off their season with a 38-3 loss to Notre Dame. But Texas looks like they could very well be back in the relevant forefront, and I think that makes college football healthier as a whole. It just makes all of us winners, because when USC, Texas, UCLA, all the traditional powers are good, everybody wins. And Notre Dame is one of those ones as well. People obviously going to be concerned after they drop their first game, but if Texas becomes what they might be this year, it just might not be a bad loss when we look back at the end of it. And obviously Notre Dame, like Texas, there was a little bit of uncertainty of who the starter going to be moving forward is going to be. Malik Zaire and Deshaun Kaiser both getting their chances to prove themselves in this game, and very clearly one of them separated the other one, and that was DeShone Kizer. 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And I think the biggest thing that kind of separated the two of them in this game is just the speed that they played at. I mean, you could just tell very, very easily that when Malik Zaire had the ball in his hands, it just seemed like it was taking him a lot more time to get into his fluid offense, to really set up the offense and do what he wanted to do. And to me, it just looked so much more organic with DeShone Kizer. It really looked like he just had so much more fluid command over this offense. And the numbers don't lie. I mean, the 5 touchdowns for DeShone Kizer, to me, it's very easy to see who the guy there who won that job was in that starting game. And I don't really put any of the loss. I just think it was a very well-played football game. Texas had a great first half. Notre Dame controlled the third quarter. There was a lot of exciting things that happened in that fourth quarter. It went to the overtime, and Texas won. It just was a very well-played football game. I don't think it's an indictment on either program. I think both of them are going to have very good years, and that's so good for college football when you have these two traditional powers playing for meaningful games and potentially making playoff pushes. But there was a lot that we needed to see in this game. It didn't disappoint at all. Texas looks like they're back at the forefront, and Notre Dame, DeShone Kizer, I think very clearly established himself at the forefront for Notre Dame's quarterback position. But that is going to do it for this segment. Until the next time, Jersey Joe Archino here with the Sports Vault. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino and on Instagram, Jersey_Joe_Archino. And I'll catch everybody in the next episode.